Alright, so one last interface to do, so let's create iBook repository GUI interface in the services folder. Change class to interface as always. And the first thing is of course to retrieve all books, so we return IEnumerable of book DTO. And the second one is to get the book by ID, so we will return a book DTO and pass in the book ID. Don't forget to bring in the namespaces for the book DTO. And we want two more methods. Now we already have a method to retrieve book by ID, of course, we just created it. But we should also be able to retrieve it by ISBN. Now ISBN is not the primary key for the book, that would be the integer ID. However, ISBN is still a unique identifier of each book, and no two books can have the same ISBN. So let's create that method because it is quite common to search by ISBN rather than by ID, of course. So this method, just like for the book ID, will return the book DTO, but instead of an integer ID, we pass in the string ISBN. So book DTO is the return type, and I'll call it getBook by ISBN. And instead of the ID, we'll pass in the string ISBN. And finally, we want to be able to retrieve the book rating. The API calculates the book rating and returns a decimal. So our method needs to return a decimal, and we pass in the book ID of the book for which we want to calculate the rating. So the return type will be decimal. I'll call it getBookRating. And we pass in the book ID. Now we don't need the same for the ISBN, because if we have the ISBN, we can simply call this method first, and that will return the book, including the book ID, so after that we could just get the book rating based on the book ID. And this is it. These are all the HTTP GET methods for our interfaces. Well, these are just the stump methods for the interfaces. They need to be first implemented, of course, and that's something we'll start working on next.